How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, please give it a big thumbs up. Helps me be able to bring you more content. Today's video is a recommended video, and when I seen it, I was super excited about it because I love food. So we're going to be checking out eating our way through Copenhagen, the top restaurants and food, as long as a city tour, which is awesome. And this is originally by the channel The Endless Adventure, so definitely go check them out. And that's that. Let's do it.
Welcome to Copenhagen. For safety reasons, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Good morning, adventurers.
Hello there.
We have left our bunker down in France. Yeah.
Our trusty old bunker, huh?
So we dropped off our car in Brussels, caught a plane up to Copenhagen. Ultimately, our goal is we're going to head over to Sweden and explore that area a bit. But before we do that, we're going to spend some time in the city of Copenhagen because we've been here once before, but it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I feel like we didn't see enough.
Yeah, very start of our travels. We're excited to be back here, see the city with
What?
fresh eyes now that we've traveled.
So I think that's really cool. I love that. I watched a video yesterday. Somebody was buying a house, and we were like checking out. I think it was in Holland, actually, and like had a trampoline in the backyard with the like nice little tool shed, and like it was looking really spiffy. I was like, holy cow, this is really, really nice. Like they are all about like you being healthy and exercising and stuff.
Traveled a bit more, know what to look for. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Our plan is to head into the city and we're going to spend a few days just showing you guys around, showing off some really cool spots to eat and some cool stuff to do in the city.
Ooh. Let's see.
See the city with fresh eyes now that we've traveled a bit more, know what to look for. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Our plan is to head into the city and we're going to spend a few days just showing you guys around, showing off some really cool spots.
That's what I was looking at. Like, is that pancetta? That looks really good. And like, what is that? Like, looks like some sort of dip with scallions on top. Yum.
To eat and some cool stuff to do in this city. We're only going to scratch the surface.
And that's what I was talking about. I know I've heard a lot about their colored houses. Like every single one of those colors, I love, 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 love. Very, very pretty.
Unfortunately, because when we were researching this, there was just so much stuff to do in this city.
Gosh.
It's crazy. But right off the bat, one thing that this city is known for, and this country in general, is amazing architecture. We are staying at this hotel called Bella Sky, and it's just a little ways out of town. We're surrounded by a bunch of nature, but the design of the hotel is really cool. It's these two towers with a bridge that connects them up top. But it looks really stunning off in the distance because it's just a bunch of greenery around it. It just kind of sticks out on its own.
And it's a really cool design. All the windows are a little
like
crooked and
triangular.
Cool. Yeah.
We're up on the 18th floor. We have.
You could tell that they've really put a lot of thought into the infrastructure of that whole area. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. Again, I was watching a video yesterday with Charlie, and they were showing. I get distracted so easy, guys. They were showing something. I can't remember right now, of course.
Have an incredible view. You can see the city off over there.
I remember. Okay, so it was so green there. Exactly with what he was saying. It was so green. And I told him if it was America or like where we are right now, looking at that same area, it would have been like more than half, less than half green, if that makes sense. Like we would have had huge driveways and huge parking lots, and like I think there's like a church that didn't look like it had a parking lot at all. Like we would have had a huge. It just would have looked bland. Is I guess is what I'm trying to say.
See some of the greenery I was talking about. Awesome.
Copenhagen is broken up into a bunch of different unique districts, and we are going to be exploring as many as we can while we're here. But we've started in Nordhavn, which is North Harbor. We have biked to this little cute cafe called Original Coffee, and they actually have a few locations throughout the city. And I believe they use all organic and local ingredients, which is great. Another thing that Copenhagen is known for, sustainability and organic foods and produce. Okay,
Nice.
but we biked a long way and I'm very thirsty, so to quench my thirst, a nice iced latte.
I ended up getting just a little avocado toast and it's super classic.
Wow. Okay. So avocado toast with sesame seeds, a hard-boiled egg, brown egg, and pesto. That looks like some really, really good homemade pesto.
Classy looking, you guys. It's on a piece of rye bread and it's got a little, I think, some pesto next to it. And then I got it with a little soft-boiled egg, which is going to be delicious. Look at this presentation too. It's so cute.
They even
That
broke
is
it for
cute.
you.
Yeah,
They did the hard part.
Makes all the difference. Allison won though, I think. She got the breakfast plate, which comes with rye bread, a couple eggs, and some yogurt here in the middle. But she ended up adding
That looks delicious, like yogurt and granola. Holy cow.
some serrano and cheese, as well as a little bit of avocado on the side. You got a lot more food than I did. Damn, maybe I should have done this.
I know, that's what I was about to say. Oopsie.
Yeah.
So we've been exploring Nordhavn for a bit, and we came up to oh shoot, I knew I was gonna mess it up. We came up to this park, which you can see we were up high because we were actually on top of a parking garage. So there's this little outdoor area. It's got a lot of, it's like trampolines, jungle gym type stuff, but it's also for
What?
working out. So if you're wanting to get really fit, you can come up here and it's all for free. You can take an elevator up here, but the coolest way to get up here is by these stairs, and then you can actually time yourself to see how fast you go up. I think you hit a button at the bottom, and then
Charlie will probably not watch this, but I'm gonna have to show him this because our son would flip out. He loves being outside, anything to do with outside. He has a lot of energy, and so this would be really, really good for him.
again when you get to the top and it tells you.
We went up that side that doesn't have the timer, so
No.
we're not about to do it again to time ourselves.
Wow. See, and also we don't really have much of this kind of stuff around here that I know of that you don't have to pay for at that too. Like, it's just more about the people. They care about their people. You can tell.
Copenhagen is a super bikeable city. There's actually like 250 miles, I think, or so of bike paths in the city. That means, though, that you're going to see a lot of spots like this, where the bikes are just piled up, and not always in a proper bike parking area. A lot of times they just kind of line them up on the sidewalks and stuff, so you have to watch out for that. All right, I guess that's all for this area. We're off into the sunset.
Into the sunset.
Okay, I'm locked. It's a little bit better. See ya.
I get so excited about this. I am so excited. I'm more and more
So we
excited
have
every
yet
day.
again biked around a bit, and now we are in the district of Osterbro, and we are on Olavsvej Street.
Nailed it.
I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing everything, but we'll pop it up on the screen or link to it below so that you can come here.
This street is really cool because it's lined with all of these really colorful houses, and it's actually really quiet. There's barely any cars going by, just some bikes here and there, so you can stop and take it all in. Well, there's a car going by right now, but that's one of very few cars, I promise.
I swear we've been out here for at least half an hour getting photos, and this is the first car we've seen right when we sit down.
But I think we managed to get a pretty cool photo right over here, so we'll pop it up on the screen if it turned out good.
Yeah.
And of course, as always,
Aw.
head to our Instagram to follow us up to see how all these little photo missions are turning out. Sometimes they're complete fails and you never see the photo.
Sometimes, but as you can see, Copenhagen is very photogenic, so I think we will be getting tons of great photos
Yeah.
here.
We've been biking all over this city, you guys, and man, it's
Another thing that I notice is like here, especially, like if we would have that here, it'd be followed by on both sides of the street, all the way down, be power lines, and it would just you wouldn't be able to even see the scenery. It's just that's beautiful.
pretty easy because there's so many bike lanes, but once it gets to rush hour, it's a little bit later in the day, then you start to get a lot of people in the bike lanes.
Yeah, we're trying to navigate it, but when you get to big intersections with, 4+ roads converging and you're trying to make a turn,
but we're doing our best.
We're doing okay. For dinner, we've come to the Norbro area, and we came to a restaurant called Based, which supposedly has some of the best pizza in Copenhagen, if not the best. In fact, it was listed as the 8th best pizza in the world by The Guardian. Also, it says that every morning their chefs drive to their farm, they harvest the vegetables and pick up raw milk from their cows. Then here they called it a micro dairy, where they hand stretch the milk into fresh mozzarella and burrata.
So,
this is super
it's gonna be good.
Farm to table, like maybe the most farm to table we've ever had.
They have what they call a sharing concept at this restaurant, and that just means they bring everything out and everyone's supposed to share it, kind of like tapas, I guess. He brought out a bunch of goodies for us to try. All this okay. All this stuff is made fresh. All the meat's made in-house. The cheese is made fresh every day.
Wow.
And the bread is from the bakery next door, he said. And wow, this bread, I just now looked at it. It looks amazing. Dang, I've never been so excited about bread. I'm sure everything here is delicious, but...
And I have noticed the portions, to me, look a little bit small. But maybe they're more into like the small plate type, unless that's just a regular size. I mean, I don't eat much. I always take my leftovers home anyway, so that would be all right. But they are a little bit smaller than Americans for sure.
The cheese is what I really want to try. This is a mozzarella cheese, but I really love the color of it. It's got a slight yellow tint to it. It almost looks like little bits of ice cream. When you press into it, all this delicious cheesy goodness oozes out. I'm just gonna try it on its own first. Oh, man, that is good. That is incredibly tasty. Wow. That is about as fresh as cheese gets. A ton of flavor. And when you bite into it, the cheesy goodness just oozes out. That cheese is magnificent.
Our first slices of pizza have arrived, and that is what I am most excited about. It's just super basic, a lot of cheese, a little fresh, I'm assuming basil on there, and a bunch of oil, and it's perfectly grilled on the outside. They say it's best enjoyed with your hands. Oh my gosh. Oh. They are cheese magicians. I don't even understand it. The cheese on there is the star for sure. Still, it's that beautiful mozzarella. The tomato sauce is perfectly tangy. With the oil, it's just so nice and savory. And then the thin crust is actually really enjoyable. I don't think a margarita pizza gets any better. I definitely agree with their rating of being one of the top pizza places in the world.
So here we have a lot of tomato. I don't see a whole lot of tomato on that margarita pizza, but usually we'll add tomato. Maybe that's an American thing, I don't know. And some garlic butter. It's really good.
This is one of the best pizzas I've ever had.
Wow.
We had an amazing day today, though. But tomorrow, we are actually going to be doing a biking food tour. So we are going to see even more of the city, eat even more delicious food. So I think that's going to end it for today. So we'll see you there.
Good morning, guys. It is day 2. We are about to hop back on the bikes. We're going to do a bit of a bike food tour today. There's actually a 10-day event going on in Copenhagen called Copenhagen Cooking. It's all about bringing together the culinary scene from Copenhagen, but also just in Denmark in general. And they have a lot of different chefs and different workshops that you can do. There's a whole square where they have some food trucks and demonstrations and all kinds of cool stuff. And there's actually a bunch of events that go on throughout the city. One of them is this bike tour that we are about to do. So we're going to be going around the city. We're going to meet with some different chefs that are doing some really unique things, learn about how they're sourcing their ingredients, and most importantly, we're going to be tasting some delicious stuff. All right.
So it would totally feel like I was in like a part That to me, that's like something that happens once a year here. Is like people outside and sampling off stuff and taking tours and just I cannot wait.
Is that good? Let's go. We're ready.
Our tour is officially underway and we have made our first stop with a chef, Selfin, I believe is his name, and he's going to be doing some delicious wine and food pairing at his restaurant.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be so delicious.
So this is a pate where it changes from every week.
Brad,
because, you know,
holy
they
cow.
do it in the right way. They look what I have in the pantry, and it's made with whatever's in the pantry. The base recipe is a Toulouse sausage with hazelnuts.
Wow, it looks like a little pate house. It's so cute. Let's give this little pate loaf a try. It smells so savory.
Do you like it, guys?
I think these are hazelnuts in here.
Concept of cider.
It looks really, really interesting and kind of goofy, but it tastes so good. It tastes like a whole meal in one, almost like really nice sausage with.
Yeah, hazelnuts are really expensive, so we have like no bread with hazelnuts. Like that looks so good. I'm like hungry.
Gravy and like a roll all in one, and with the exactly, like a really thick pie crust, and then with the mustard and the sweet pickle, it really is. It's just like a whole meal in this little bread house.
Holy cow, you guys. We just learned a ton about cider here in Denmark and wine and all kinds of stuff. Apparently, they have really good apple production here. So Solfin was just saying how if you make cider here, it's actually really easy because the apples are so good.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. It was some of the most interesting cider that we've ever had. It almost, one tasted like kombucha, the other one was like wine, but it's all from apples, and that's it, just apples. It was so cool.
Yeah. All right, we're going to hop back on the bikes and head to the next stop.
Right, let's go.
Next up, we have come down to the water. It's an absolutely incredible day. Sadly, we did not bring our swimsuits, so we won't be getting into the water, but maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Next up, we are meeting up with the bicycle chef, as he's called, because he has this little bicycle cart that he rides around in, and he has it here today. He's making some delicious seafood over there. He's got this little container right here that I think we're going to sit in and enjoy some of it.
That's
Probably have a
cute.
little bit more wine as well.
We have an oyster with some apple cider vinegar in there and a little petal on top. They said it adds to the flavor. There's a little maybe garlic under there or something soaking up the goodness. Ooh, it looks super fresh.
Very good.
It's a huge oyster. It's tangy, a little fishy, very creamy. The vinegar gives it a nice tang. Ooh, I like that a lot.
I will pass on that. I can't do the texture. The texture really, really, really bothers me, and it's like I have a mouthful of snot. That's what it feels like.
Maybe the biggest oyster I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it was a big gulp.
There's some white wine in. There's a stock that we have made.
So I tried mussels
Very
last
pretty.
time in, where were we, Deest, I think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's your
forgot.
turn. You
Okay.
gotta try these.
The base down in there, they said they made it from some leftover seafood. There's a bunch of veggies in there. It's really thick and salty and delicious. And the mussels, of course, are cooked perfectly. It's so nice and light. I love it.
It's the perfect setting to eat it. We're just chilling in this container. We've got the water right over there. Yeah.
You can see there's also an image from a tour in Sweden. There was a flat tire up here. We are bracing some lamb, so I'm biking 70 kilometers, cooking at the same time.
Biking 70 kilometers and cooking at the same time.
And the rest of the guys, they really enjoyed biking after me because the smell of the lamb was just like.
What is that? Steamed mussel with asparagus.
It was like keeping a carrot in front of.
That's amazing.
Very
Thank
nice
you
to
very
meet
much.
you.
Being
Have a nice
exposed
day.
to this is amazing. Such a cool thing you're doing. Thank you.
I look forward to follow your project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was super cool, you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be marking all the stuff we're doing today in the description below. But cannot recommend coming out here enough. Food was delicious. The experience is amazing. Bring your swimsuit.
Bring your swimsuit
Yeah,
and a
make
big
a whole day of it.
appetite. Yes.
Well, the food
They're looking a little bit tipsy.
tour was amazing. Got to eat so many awesome things, meet some really cool people, learn a little bit more about the culinary scene here in Denmark.
It's really cool because you really get to interact with the chefs. I don't think they always bring you directly to the chefs, but you do get to learn a lot about the food along the way and ask a lot of questions, which we love doing.
We did not get a chance to swim yet, and that is a top must-do thing here in Copenhagen. So we went back to our hotel, and we've just been doing a little bit of a bike ride, enjoying the scenery. Got some trains off in the distance. But anyways, we've gotten all changed up, and we are going to head to the harbor bath right now. So you probably wouldn't want to swim in the canals of many other major cities because they're pretty grimy and gross. But over the last 15-20 years, Denmark has cleaned up their canals and all the water is fresh. It's some of the cleanest water in the world, and now you can swim anywhere in the canal, although you want to stay out of the way of those boats. So technically not anywhere, but there are tons of harbor baths like this. Some of them have kind of designated swimming areas, but it's pretty acceptable to just kind of swim anywhere along the dock. Allison's deciding whether or not she's gonna get in. Are you gonna do it?
I don't know. Oh, I hate you. Why did you make me show me? It's so cold. So much nicer once you're used to the water. It's freezing at first, but worth it if you jump in.
Well, that was a lovely little dip. I could see why the Danes like that so much, because you can literally just pull up on a dock, park, and just chill. The
Oh,
sun
it's
was
so
out for most of
awesome.
the time.
Yeah, there's
It
a
was
little
great.
shop nearby, so we got a couple beers, some little chips.
Copenhagen is really focused on sustainability. That's why they cleaned up the canals so you can swim anywhere. That's why their water's so clean. And one other really cool thing you can do is you can take a little boat called a go boat around the canals. It's electric, so it's not polluting the water. You can just drive it around and drink and have fun.
Yeah, they have a little picnic table in there, so you and your friends can rent it and just have fun in the canal.
Very cool. We might do that before we leave Copenhagen. Stay tuned to see if we actually do. Off the bikes and took the metro to, I think, the end of the line. The stop was called Vestamager, something like that. We went out to the Amager Nature Park area, which is really cool. It's such an interesting vibe because it has all these nicely designed condos and buildings right next to a bunch of nature and a bunch of water. We were actually coming out to go to this cafe nearby, but we found this really cool spot, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'll link to this or at least pinpoint the area in the description below. It's all these bare trees that are kind of burned and are all sitting vertical with little paths throughout it, and it's just a very mystical feeling place. It's very cool, and we kind of have it all to ourselves, which is awesome. There's one other really cool thing we wanted to check out in this area, and it's this huge sculpture of, I guess, an old Viking ship. It's gigantic, and it's in such an interesting spot. It's got the forest right behind it, and then this field, and then these condos over there that look really industrial. On the inside of
No. Another thing that I have noticed that I feel like if it was America, there would be vandalism all over the place. Like, I feel like if we had that boat here, that would happen. Like, people would be spray painting the sides of it and stuff because that's what happens. Just recently, my dad's fence got somebody with red spray painted the whole backside of it, and ridiculous.
the boat, there's just these big rock formations. I'm not exactly sure what it all means, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it would be a great place to come and enjoy the sunset because you can go up on the other side.
Yeah, you can see it kind of going down right over there.
It's such a nice golden hour. And there are actually cows. I think there's a lot of animals out on this land, so if you wander through, you'll probably run into some little critters.
So we got a little sidetracked exploring all this amazing land out there. But we finally made it to the cafe that we wanted to try out. I'm going to attempt to pronounce it. It's Eau de Telle. It's in this really incredible building that's shaped like a figure eight, and the rooftops are covered in this green mossy substance, so it's like a green roof.
It's really cool. Yeah, but the restaurant or the cafe is at the edge of it. So we took our own advice. We are enjoying the sunset. As you can see, we are about to enjoy a very delicious meal.
Yeah, we got a couple burgers, and then we just got some green beans to split, and then a little bit of wine.
Perfect end to perfect day or a couple days
Yeah.
here in Copenhagen. We have had so much fun biking everywhere, eating so much delicious food from Based, from the biking tour. But I think we're going to have a little more content coming from Copenhagen. We are going to be staying here for a couple more days, so we're going to go out.
There's so much to do in this city. I don't know
We're
how
really
we're going to cover
trying
it.
to hone it in. There's just too much. It's just a cool city. Good night, adventures.
We'll see you on the road.
Awesome. But there you have it, guys. Copenhagen, top restaurants, food, and city tour. Let's see here. Yeah, so if you like that video, make sure you check out their page. This is actually the first one that I've seen with them, and I will be definitely be watching more. You know, another thing that I realized is, like, especially like this summer, my kids, we have not done anything. Like, really, there's not much to do here anyway. I mean, kids don't even play outside anymore. But having stuff like that, especially here, would keep a lot more people out of trouble. There's not anything to do, so people create chaos, and that's pretty much, I feel like that's how it is for my experience. I don't know. Anywho, guys, you can't even see me. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I really appreciate it, and have a good day, guys. Bye.